The Hanson kids are dying to get their mom out on a date.
She'll go out, then we'll go out. Why don't I feel better about this?
But when they find out,
Dimitri's a vampire. Good point.
they'll be dying to get her out of it.
I'm not gonna let Dimitri turn Mom into an onion. What?
Disney Channel presents I Have the Power.
Yeah, right.
Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, a Disney Channel original movie starring Caroline Redd. Enough! Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to This Will Only Hurt a Little.
We forgot to introduce ourselves last week.
Oh, yeah, that's Katie.
That's Austin. So this week we are going to do Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire, which is not from the 90s. It's a little more recent. It's from 2000 instead of...
It's a new millennium.
Yeah, but I feel like it was the 90s until 2004. So.
Yes. Everything had the same poor quality.
Yeah. This is our second episode. I'm proud of us. This week is another kind of spooky, appropriate movie,
Harvest film.
We're not really sure if it's Halloween. Was it ever Halloween? There was a harvest festival, so.
That could be a 2-month span of time.
It's very true. The movie opens with CGI bats and the title card, and the CGI bats are foreshadowing to terrible CGI to come.
I love the building. Is it a school? Is it a castle?
Yeah, we're pulling up in a stagecoach to what may be a castle, what's implied to be a castle, but looks like Matilda's school. But you find out that it's just another movie within a movie. I don't know why they keep starting their movies out with movies. It's
They're
really
tricking
confusing.
you, though. It's just dramatic vampire stuff, and they're tricking you.
They're tricking you. Because you're like, oh, this is a vampire movie. This is a vampire movie. But it's like black and white and old-fashioned.
They're all very not how I would picture your average vampire to be until you meet the most legit vampire ever.
Count the Dracula. Yeah, okay, so Adam is the child in this movie. He's like the main kid. He's the middle child. And he knows this movie word for word. He's really into it. It's one of his favorite movies, I guess. And his sister comes in. Mean big sister trope, popular back then. Comes up and just grabs the remote and mutes it so she can talk on the phone, which would just infuriate me. But it's also really crazy how much people used phones as phones back then.
I'm staying quiet because I'm going over how to say the name of this movie.
Oh, yeah, The Revenge of Count Kralski?
Krosky. Krosky.
We don't know. We don't really know.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, we're meeting the mom.
The mom comes in. She's pissed because they're watching a PG movie, and...
This movie's probably PG.
This movie's probably PG. I mean, what rating do you give TV movies? But she's mad that they were watching a PG movie and the little brother saw it because he was hiding behind the couch the whole time. Taylor. Chelsea's the sister also.
We're learning names the speed of light.
We learned names so fast this time.
I was naming the people in Under Wraps after fruits. Because no one had a name.
No one had names. They learned from past
So
mistakes.
they were what they ate.
Oh, they were what they ate. So Adam is obsessed with vampires, and after he gets in trouble for watching this movie, he's upstairs in his room reading a National Enquirer type magazine he's reading an article in this magazine about Malachi Van Helsing, the vampire hunter, who's totally legit, and he's like, I gotta Google this guy.
Oh, I can't wait for the internet sound. The classic
ye old dial-up
noise from hell.
He goes to this guy's like Free Webs Angel Fire style website. It's a journey into the past, truly.
The mom randomly comes in because she wants to talk about how the dad's getting remarried.
And the kids all already know, and no one told her, I guess. And he also, when she came in, snapped that computer off like he was looking at something filthy.
Yes. Like she thought it would actually be real. He was looking up a vampire hunter.
I don't know why he was so
But the kid didn't even seem
concerned.
fazed by the news of the unnecessary dad plot line.
He already knew. They just are assholes and didn't tell their mom that.
He still just didn't give a crap.
He didn't care. He was just like, you're great, Mom. I gotta go.
Yep.
So the next day at school.
Ooh, kid from Quince.
And also Craig from Degrassi.
Oh.
It's his friend Duffy. He's talking to Adam about the Harvest Festival. They're all so excited about another town-wide dance function, you know?
Something sweet's happening this Friday night.
They gotta go see the Headless Horseman. It's sold out. Nobody can get tickets. But he's like, my older brother, Craig from Degrassi / Duffy is his name in the movie. We even know his name, which is astonishing. He's like, my brother is gonna get us tickets.
Boomer?
No. That's the bully.
The way they're acting, this concert's going to be amazing.
It's
the
sold
Headless
out.
Horseman.
jumps again. Disney's famous for their jump cuts. It jumps again. He's in class now, but he didn't do his homework, and they all have to read at the front of the class. And the teacher
obviously singles him out first because he looks incredibly unprepared.
Yes. So he didn't do his homework. He was unprepared. She was right to choose him. And he decides instead to read an article from the National Enquirer magazine that he's just carrying around. People read magazines back then too. That was pretty wild. And he gets in trouble for not doing his homework, but not for like plagiarism. She just like lets him. Maybe it was a good article. It wasn't.
It wasn't a good article.
It wasn't. It was about a vampire hunter. So Duffy's brother it cuts again, by the way. Cut again.
Mm-hmm.
Duffy's brother got backstage passes to the Headless Horseman, the show of the millennium.
Thank God they got backstage passes because I have to know what they look like.
We don't get to find out what they look like. Spoiler alert. But Adam can't go. What a tragedy. He got backstage passes. Adam can't go because he's grounded. His mom grounds him for not doing his homework.
Not for the stealing and the plagiarizing.
No, just you. How dare you not have done your homework? But his sister calls him a dweeb because she's like, you got grounded, you idiot. And she gets grounded for calling him a dweeb too.
Of course. But when it's 2000 and you've just been grounded, what do? You
sneak out because you can't track your phone.
And you got to get rid of your mama. First, you got to go straight to the paper, straight to the yellow pages, find her a date.
Oh, God. He found her a date. They were like, we got to set her up. And this is before Tinder. This is before eHarmony.
Oh, goodbye to their mom.
They whip out newspaper and look in the classifieds.
She's going to be abducted.
Don't.
Not kidnapped. Abducted because she's an adult-ass woman.
Guys,
I mean, once she's abducted, they can go anywhere they want.
The sky's the limit.
Yeah.
They settle on one. They read through a couple. I'll let you guys enjoy those
a couple
yourselves.
Horrible
One's
ads.
Incarcerated. They settle on one that says Continental Gentleman, loves walks under the full moon, adventure, travel, wild animals, which was weird and specific.
That one got me.
Women who are longing for romantic nights that will never end, looking for a delicate flower waiting to blossom, hates Italian food and turtlenecks.
Okay. Did I write this? No. I love Italian food.
How do you feel about turtlenecks?
Oh.
I like a mock.
I haven't worn a turtleneck since this movie came out. With a vest on top of the turtleneck.
Oh, man. What a look. So they email wolfsbane at netherlink.com.
What a great...
I love, it's very, I mean, you know what you're in for. The movie's called Got a Date with a Vampire, and there's bats in the opening sequence, so.
They could have just used AOL, but they had to just take it to the next level.
Wolfsbane
at Netherlink. After having a conversation about how, thank God, they're finding someone in the paper and not someone creepy on the internet.
Yeah, they're like, he's not some creep in a chat room. They're screened by the newspaper.
Now you're with the creep in a chat room.
Who is screening the classifieds in the newspaper?
I'd do it.
What if you had to meet them in person? Like, you have to come in.
Oh my God.
And I'm going to interview you and write your blurb. So they email this obvious vampire, and it cuts to an arm reaching up out of a coffin to click a mouse like on a computer, and is in front of a fireplace. It's really grand. What a great setup, honestly. But
he woke up the moment the email arrived. It was like it was his alarm for the day.
Maybe
for the evening.
Oh. Maybe he has Alice Cullen powers, and he was like, I gotta get my email.
Different realm of vampire.
It's coming in. I know it. So he answers the email back, I guess, and they set up a meeting at a grocery store, and they lure their mom to meet this guy. She has no idea. They're just like, Mom, we're going to the grocery store, right? Let's go.
Chocolate-covered pancakes. Or what were they?
Chocolate chip pancakes.
Chocolate chip pancakes. Sorry, I don't like really that, so I didn't know.
I forgot about that. They get her to go to get pancake ingredients, which I would be like, it's night. No, I'm not doing that. It's after 6 p.m. I'm done for the day.
Yes.
So they go to the grocery store. The whole family goes. They pile in. And the kids start skulking around looking for the guy, and they're like running up to random.
They have no clues or anything. They have no picture,
yeah,
no description. He wasn't like, I have brown hair. He was just like, I like forever women and outdoor animals.
Like lions. They don't have a selfie or anything to go off of. They're just running around. But
this was 2000. What having a selfie?
He could have scanned in his Sears photo set.
To make it even more 2000s, here's Lizzie McGuire's dad.
He rolls up in a trench coat and hat, looking ominous. You definitely think that he is Wolfsbane?
I thought that for the longest time.
It was very confusing. And also, P.S. it's all overdubbed really weird. Like the audio must have been totally terrible in this grocery store setup because
it's noticeable.
It's noticeable.
The audio was definitely 90s in the 2000s.
Yeah. Their mouths barely match up with anything they're saying.
But it's great. It made it even better.
Oh, it was good. Everyone. It was hilarious. Anyway, across the store, the mom is pushing her cart and a guy slams into her cart with his, and they have
cute.
Another meet cute. They're having a love connection, Chelsea says. Adam's like, there's Wolfsbane. That's got to be him, you know, because they see Lizzie's dad and his ensemble.
Except remember, his voice is not with his mouth.
Nobody voices her with their mouth. But she's like, Mom's having a love connection. And it didn't look, it didn't look right. So they forget about Wolfsbane. They're like, no, this is fine. Like, whoever it is, let him take her out. We just need her to go out tomorrow. And he's saying he's a doctor and also probably a vampire. He seems like a vampire. And you find out that he is Wolfsbane email guy, but for some reason he doesn't reveal that to
I don't know why it had to be a secret.
Yeah, I don't know why it was a secret
I have no clue.
It's very confusing. Like, he could have been like, I'm the guy, you know?
doubt we'll find out later either. Thanks for the closure, Disney.
We only do because he says that the only reason that's his email is because all the good emails were taken by teenagers.
Yeah.
All the good vampire.
Hey, I feel that.
Appropriate ones. So Lizzie's dad gets a page on his beeper.
Ooh.
And he is Malachi Van Helsing, the Malachi Van Helsing from the National Enquirer and the Free Webs page.
From the school project that got an F.
From the plagiarism. So he goes outside to make a phone call. It's so weird that they're all calling each other, and also the fact that beepers existed. As everyone leaves the grocery store, Taylor, the little kid, hears Malachi saying that he's tracking a vampire, and he looks over where Dimitri is walking away, and also he drops a bag. Dimitri drops a bag.
This is the best.
And it's just like a jug of milk, but it sounds like glass shattering, like a ye old milkman jug of milk.
Just a gallon of milk falling. Plastic gallon of milk.
Plastic gallon of milk.
Sounds like baseball bat to a window.
Yeah. And so Taylor looks over and sees him walking away, and suddenly horrifying early CG bat transformation occurs, and he widens and turns into like gummy bear texture.
Some things in movies change your life.
Did that change yours?
Seeing that for the first time as an adult. That gummy bear bat.
Imagine what that looked like to children.
I was a wreck as of me right now.
So he just flaps away, and the kid's like, but doesn't say anything to anyone. He doesn't cry out. He's not like, hey guys, look over there at what's occurring, because he had plenty of time.
Just dramatic face to the camera.
Yeah, didn't say anything to anybody.
And then we all of a sudden find out that Adam's friend Duffy gave his ticket away to Boomer the bully, not the brother, right?
Yeah, he gave the backstage pass to their bully to try to like extend an olive branch, but why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Why would it
There's no point in that. You're never going to get these sweet VIP passes ever again.
Don't do that. If your friend can't go, give them to somebody else that you like.
So Adam's really wanting that ticket, and he offers to trade his sister with guaranteed kisses to Boomer.
He sells his sister to their bully.
Do not do that.
Don't sell your sister. She shouldn't be mean, but you also shouldn't sell her to anyone.
And while they should stay on that scene and talk about how horrible it is, it cuts again to Adam riding his bike home viciously, and his ears look like my ears in a bike helmet.
Oh my god. So they get home, and the little brother is asking Adam all these questions about vampires, and he kind of tells him lore from movies and things. They keep referencing Revenge of Kowalski.
Why are there no other vampire movies that could be spoken of?
Taylor asks how to stop the vampires, and Adam says they'd have to call Van Helsing in real life because they couldn't kill vampires, they're kids.
I would just be looking for my brother's expertise, not from a professional.
I mean, when you're 8.
This is true. He's probably traumatized, so he's not thinking clearly.
Yeah. He reveals to his brother that he saw Mom's prospect, Damien, transform. And Adam obviously... Oh, shit. Dimitri? What's his name? Dimitri. Transform. And Adam doesn't believe him, obviously, and he's just, like, trying to get his mom out of the house.
Would you believe your little brother that just said, I just watched a man turn into some candied gelatin mold of a bat, also known as a gummy bear?
Yeah, I would be like, why didn't you, like, scream?
I'd be like, why didn't she eat him?
Yeah.
It's like grape. Okay, suddenly the doorbell rings, and
the kid's like, Mom's got a date with a vampire.
Oh, God.
And he's like...
Is it a thing that they say the movie title in the movies?
Did they say under wraps and wraps? I don't know.
Maybe I just wish they did.
Well, they do in this, so you're in luck.
Well, we're going to be watching. I'm going to forget.
So Adam invites Dimitri right on in.
Oh, you have to. Another confirmation that he's a vampire. A secret vampire?
Yes. Is he a vampire? You're getting vibes.
I mean, he turned into a jelly bat.
Well, you as the audience already know.
Yeah, we know. The characters are still unfolding.
They're unfolding. He could be anybody. So Taylor's sneak spying, and the mom's nervous, and the kids are all sweet and supportive, but like the whole time that they have ulterior
They're just coaxing
motives.
her. They're not being sweet and supportive. Is her name Lunette or Lynette?
Lynette. No one is named Lynette. So they have their sweet moment with they have ulterior motives.
Adam's like, come on, Mom. Dimitri's probably a little hungry.
So
What's he going to eat?
Edward could eat
He fake ate.
at the Italian restaurant with Bella's.
How did he eat Italian? Vampires are just... Oh, there's a spectrum of vampire.
There's a spectrum of vampire. So they have dinner at Renfield's, Dracula reference.
I had no idea, but Katie was calling it. They might be at the fancy restaurant, though, but Lynette's heart is at the Harvest Fest.
Yeah, he's like, we're going to go to a fancy dinner at Renfield, and we're going to go dancing, and then we're going to go on a romantic carriage ride alone in the dark park.
Don't do that.
And
With the guy that you met in the Yellow Pages / the internet.
don't do that with anybody that you're just meeting. So, yeah, she wanted to go to the Harvest Festival.
Oh, and it better not be at City Hall. I'm just going to throw that out there again.
Oh, man, what if it's like in the yard at City Hall?
Oh,
We
the
didn't know where
next
it was.
part is my favorite part in the whole movie. It's the moment that is so 90s, even though it's the 2000s, it's still 90s. When the kid uses a magazine to then call information, to then ask for someone's phone number.
Yeah. So he can spell. He's like, I gotta look this up.
Oh.
Can't Google.
Can't Google.
Can't email. I guess they could have emailed. He didn't seem to have an email. It was before everyone had emails.
It was too slow to get on and wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that's very true. Everything, it was all just forwarded email chains.
And we're finally seeing Lizzie's dad again. The guy from the magazine, Malachi.
Yes. Also, it seemed like they were planning on leaving this child home alone. Like, the mom was going on a date, and the siblings are
90s. 2000s.
like, safer then?
You could leave your 8-year-old home alone. Like, can you make a PB&J and not answer the door? You're ready.
Don't use the stove.
You are ready.
So,
Malachi's at the car lot. How did he know to go to the car lot? What happened?
how did he know to go to the car? He'd been following the vampire. He knew to go to the grocery store. So he's got some leads from somewhere. We don't know where from, and we don't find out.
Did Dimitri buy a new car tonight? We don't know any of this.
He lights some footprints on fire because vampire footprints specifically are flammable. So the car dealership guy is just like, oh my God, what the heck?
Thank God he had charcoal with him.
That guy, yeah.
And thank God the guy at the car lot had a clipboard so
Yeah,
he
he
could light the
started it.
charcoal.
He snapped a clipboard on some charcoal and lit those feet prints right on up. So, again, nobody's that concerned. The car salesman is just like, whoa, that's crazy. Do you want to buy a car?
Yeah. And then he tells them that some guy bought a red one this color, and they comment on how it's weird that he bought a red one. And I also thought that. I was like, he bought a blood car.
Yeah. And so then all of a sudden it jumps again, and Taylor is riding off into the night to save his mom, and obviously the siblings have to go after him because he's 8.
And when Taylor got Malachi's number from information, he called and left him a voicemail.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
I guess they just got his direct phone number to his car phone. I don't really understand what's happening.
That was before cell phones were listed.
Yeah.
So it cuts again to the restaurant where the mom is on her date with Dimitri, and he's like, ooh, try this steak. It's good for your blood. Like, there's so many, it's so funny, all the little weird vampire things they sprinkle in. And then it's the kids again with a heavy metal riff blaring over them riding around on their bikes.
Slow motion.
Slow motion, dramatic angles
Heavy metal.
of an 8-year-old with like...
Small child. Katie commented on the kid's haircut a couple times, but I didn't even see it because I've had that haircut.
It was robust.
So to me, it wasn't even there because I'm just so used to seeing it.
Long in the back, up on the top.
Whenever the heavy metal jams and the slow motion starts happening, I sense something very underwhelming coming our way.
Yeah.
And yeah, he just knocks on the window of the restaurant and gets dramatically flung and grabbed by his siblings.
Yes. So it cuts again to inside the restaurant, and he's saying, I don't drink wine and no garlic bread when he's ordering for them. And the kids are trying to convince their sibling to go home, Taylor. And they're like gaslighting him, and they're like, you're crazy. He's not a bat. Just go home. We want to go out.
I remember the daughter foreshadowing and saying, it's not going to kill mom just to go on a date, Taylor. And the kid's like, fuck yeah, it is. Except Disney fuck yeah. So, oh, sis, yeah, it is.
It's coming, Mom.
It's gonna.
So they barge in.
Oh, why not? Time for the vampire test.
They barge in on Mom's date.
It's now or never with the vampire test.
Yes. Taylor accuses Dimitri of being a vampire. He just tells him to his face. And Dimitri's like, I'm going to have to prove that I'm not a vampire then. I just have to do the spoon test.
Just balancing a spoon on your face. Right on your nose. The spoon test.
If a vamp can't hang a spoon off their nose, they'll explode.
I would have literally been like, oh, you want the test? Here's the garlic bread test. And I would have launched it at him.
I would have stabbed a stake deep into his chest cavity.
To the face.
No.
With my garlic bread.
Oh, okay.
Not your steak.
You're just going to rub it on him.
Yeah.
As they're leaving the restaurant, Adam sees a reflection of
Or
his...
does he not see a reflection?
Oh my God, he does not see a reflection. He sees and does not see a reflection of his mom and not Dimitri at the table at the date. So he's like, oh my God, he is a vampire.
He didn't react how I would react, though. He just silently freaked out.
And was like, oh my God, Chelsea, he's a vampire.
Only to turn around and get smiled at with an evil fang smile.
Yeah, he also has supersonic hearing, but you don't know that yet. It just is.
I mean, he's a bat. You get it.
So, meanwhile, Dimitri is feeling Lynette, and he may be entrancing her. I'm not sure.
He's just charming the mom with sweet nothings and little notions.
Or using vampire, persuasion.
He's using vampire persuasion.
Adam tells his sister he's a vampire and begs her to help, and she says she hates him but agrees to fucking do it. They're just so mean to each other in these movies. I'm glad that media now, everyone's sweet. Cuts back to the date, and now they're like, we're gonna go someplace quiet, but the mom wants to go for a walk. She's kind of nervous. She's like, I don't want to go somewhere a little more private. That's kind of how he implied it.
Yes.
So she's like, no, let's go for a walk, and jerks him down the road, and she's just having a good time. The siblings drop Taylor back off at the house, and they've called a babysitter, and they're like, you like the babysitter, you're gonna be fine.
She's so chill.
She just wants to talk on the phone, and she only says totally.
Me as a babysitter.
And then she's like, go to bed. And Helsing pulls up. Malachi Van Helsing.
Right outside of the tiny kid's house.
Taylor lets him in.
It was the 90s. It was the 2000s.
The babysitter, he shows the babysitter, and she's just like, okay.
She doesn't give a
this
fuck.
This is an adult man. Your kid's just like, this guy's here. And she's just like,
go to bed, Taylor.
He has to go to sleep. I would be like, the police are on their way.
Yes.
I have a knife.
Taylor obviously wants to go help him.
Yeah, Malachi confirms that he is a vamp, so he wants to help because he's like, it's my mom.
And he's like, no, I'm an adult and you're a kid, bye.
Yeah, he can't go because it's too dangerous.
Oh, get ready for the Rockabilly Club.
Mom is impressed that Dimitri likes rockabilly, but he's just like, yeah, I love it. When she tells him about it.
It might be their heaven, but it was my hell. As the great Bret Michaels once said.
A little bit of heaven, a little bit of hell.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to a rockabilly club, only vaguely rockabilly. The costume budget for this scene was 78 cents and a prayer.
And how do the kids always know where the mom is? How do they know?
Why is there always an adult function?
How do they know she's at a club?
How did they know she was at the club?
How do they know she's at the club?
How did they know?
Adam just goes right into this club. I'm assuming it's not an all-ages club because I see a lot of parents in there. Is this town hall?
It's an adult function. It's a club. But he's in there. No one is concerned or like, hey, obvious child, get out.
And he sees the mom and Demi. Oh, I don't have time to say Dimitri anymore. It's hard.
Demi Moore was there.
And he just wants them to get apart. So he goes up to some random guy. He's like, you want to go hit on my mom?
Look at that hot woman over there. I want to go dance with her. And it's like, please stop selling the women in your life.
My response would be like, first that. And then, why are you a kid in a club?
Yeah, he was just like, really? I should go shoot my shot? And he's like, of course you should.
We're about to find out what the vampire is capable of. He has got a glossy stare that just scares you right away.
Oh, yeah, he eyeball stares him away.
He literally just stares at him.
That old vampire persuasion.
The guy just runs.
He's compelled.
And then we go back to Malachi, who Disney wants you to think he's all alone in his car.
And the kid pops up in the back seat.
You get vibes the whole time. I don't even know why they did that.
Yeah, he inflicts himself upon this man. He's like, I'm 8, and you're responsible for me now.
And as much as I love Lizzie McGuire's dad, he's the worst actor in this scenario. He's meant to be a cool, chill, nerd dad.
Yeah.
Not a mysterious vampire man.
It's an odd choice. He must have just been who was there? He was just around.
All right, so we're back at the club.
Mom was in a rockabilly band at some point.
Oh, Mom was in a sweet-ass band.
I wish I knew the name.
Was she in the Headless Horseman?
Probably not.
Probably not. It's the only band I know from this movie, so it's all I've got to work with.
Who do they have in this universe?
Dimitri is pissed as fuck.
The mom gets invited on stage.
Ooh, yep.
Because she was in a rockabilly band.
Ooh.
and after her child whispers it into the guy's ear while they're still playing.
Has she seen Adam yet?
How
How's
has
he
she
getting
not-
away with this?
How has she not seen him?
He was on the
Who's
stage.
on the stage whispering into a man's ear? I would maybe notice that.
Okay.
So anyway, they bring her up on stage and she's like, oh, I couldn't, and then sings Forever. She sings the longest royalty-free Disney song.
I was feeling it. I love something royalty free. Is he trying to murder her, or is he trying to fall in love with her forever?
I think it's like a feeding situation, like maybe like one of the brides, Dracula's brides, and he's just gonna like keep her around.
And do just a little bit of everything.
Just a little bit of everything.
Okay. So after Adam gets all that set up, he goes over to the bouncer.
Who finally realizes that there's a kid in the club and is like, why are you a kid in the club?
Didn't you say you feel like you knew him from something else?
I think he's Ken Tanaka from Glee.
I don't know Glee.
But I think it's Ken Tanaka.
And he lets him know, hey.
He's like, that guy is my mom's stalker, actually. So quit worrying about me being a kid. That guy's a stalker. And he's like, I'd do anything for Lynette. I'm going to bounce this guy out of here.
And it's
he's
Dimitri.
Like, you do that? Of course it's Dimitri. But good thing he's looking like a creep because he's all angry, stomping around.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he chose Lynette. He's having a difficult night. Like, there's
Should
got
have
to
given
be
up on the roof.
there's got to be easier targets. He could have just eaten the girl in the alley. I mean, I'm
Yes.
glad he didn't. But like,
He could have went up to the roof, surveyed his land, made a decision up there.
she was alone.
Recouped.
He looked into her eyes. He knew she was there and alone. Could have. I mean, but he maybe likes the challenge.
What is happening?
It's all a game to him.
So the bouncer finally decides to help out because he'll do anything for Lynette.
Yeah, so he's like, I'll bounce him out, man. And they throw him out into a pile of bicycles.
Ooh,
and he's
bicycle
like,
heap.
angrily bends a bike. And Chelsea witnesses the whole thing.
Oh, he looks right into her eyes.
She's like, oh my God, he is different. Weird. Maybe he is a vampire. And then he straight walks up a wall. Literally. The editing was
It was horrifying.
it was unique.
But Chelsea's a believer now, and she's on board, y'all.
She knows he's a vampire. He gets back inside and
From the roof,
just drops in somehow.
slams into the floor. We don't know that. We're just speculating. They don't tell you. It doesn't matter. Did he turn into a bat?
Did he flutter down or did
flutter
he
down?
Cullen jump slam?
Did he repel? I have a lot of questions.
Did he wall walk back down from the roof all the way back down inside?
Questions that will never be answered.
Yeah. And then it cuts to buddy cop antics for a second with Helsing and the little kid on the hunt. They're just like looking for clues, sleuthing around, but that doesn't really matter. It cuts back to Lynette and Dimitri speeding off, and she's like feeling herself.
Oh, she was so chatty. Me on a first date.
And they take off for the Harvest Festival. He's still trying to get her to go somewhere secluded.
But I don't think he wants to murder her anymore. She said, I feel like I could do this night forever. And he's like, can be arranged.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he wants to keep her, but like
Yeah.
in a
Tchotchke.
tchotchke way.
This movie.
In a knick-knack way.
And somehow the kids keep knowing completely 100,000% everything that's happening to their mom every second of every moment.
They have a tracker on her. They know where she is. They have kid senses.
Yeah. Like they know they have to go to Harvest Fest now. That wasn't even really on the plate. He didn't want to go.
Well, they knew that she wanted to go, so they were like, where
Yeah.
would mom go?
Yeah, they also saw him being adamant, though. I don't know. It's Disney.
I mean, I guess if you have nowhere else to try.
You think it'll zig, and then you get zagged.
She's being all out of character tonight. She's doing a performance. They haven't seen this side of her, so they're like, she's not going where he wants to go, and she wanted to go to the Harvest Festival, maybe. I don't know.
And when your bikes are broken, what do? You call Boomer and Duffy.
Yeah, the big brother.
Was he the brother? We don't know. Was he just the bully? I don't remember.
No, the big brother is driving them.
The big brother is driving.
Unnamed older sibling.
Unnamed sibling.
Is driving. And he was volunteered earlier as my older brother will drive us. Boomer is there. I don't know if the brother has did he have a backstage pass for himself? Probably. Did he get 3?
I don't know. Maybe he was just the driver.
What a good brother that he was like, I'm going to give this to my little brother and his friend.
They might have given him a cigarette.
We found this on the ground. Do you want it?
Exactly. It was the 90s, 2000s, but around that time.
It was the 90s.
Thank God they needed a ride at the exact moment
It happened to be 8.
they were leaving.
He said, see you at 8.
Wow.
It's 8.
Oh, and since we're in a van, there's van chatter, and Chelsea finds out that Adam sold her body and mind for a county fair concert ticket.
He had to go see the Headless Horseman. It was important.
Why did they even need tickets? Billy Ray Cyrus was general admission. It was literally free. You could just walk right up to the river that he was performing on and enjoy it and walk away whenever you wanted.
And this literally looked like any festival. Like, have you been to any festival? An apple festival? A stern wheel festival?
It looked
A
like
coal festival?
Any festival. It was
Mothman
that.
Festival. It was that. And they were the headliners.
Oh, and Adam's friends, I guess, even though they, to my knowledge, have no knowledge of the evening and what's been going on, they're leaving now. And they see the blood car.
Yeah, they drive off and they're leaving. They drop them off and are like, I guess they're gonna go to the backstage.
What? The Headless Horsemen were at the Harvest Fest. Why are they leaving?
Were they leaving?
Oh my goodness. Were they leaving? Were they going back to their van to smoke the road cigarette? It was that.
Give me that.
You can't do that at the Harvest Festival. Your teacher will see you.
My God.
But if I saw this guy's car, I'd be like, let's garlic up this bitch. But I'm just assuming that they'll do something stupid, like smash the passenger window.
What did they do to it?
Just made it undrivable.
Oh, yeah, they made it so it wouldn't start. But then it started, I think.
He probably vampire started it with his icy glare, just glare at it till it sparks.
Yeah. They head into the Harvest Festival. The driver drops them off and...
Yeah.
I guess they leave.
They need a better vantage point, so the daughter just goes right up to the top of the Ferris wheel. I don't know about you.
You cannot see anything from the top of the Ferris wheel.
You cannot see shit from a Ferris wheel.
And it's just, like, terrifying.
And it's terrifying. You're too busy trying to live.
And listen to the clangs, and you're just like, what was that one?
But the mom is just over it at this point. Poor Lynette.
She does not need anybody's help.
No.
Until she does, but right now she doesn't need anybody's help, and she's like, you know what, Dimitri, some people just don't click. This is not happening. I'm so
love her
sorry. For that. And she dumps him because he can't hang.
And the moment you get dumped, what do? Put him in a vampire trance.
Yeah, he eyeball stares her, and
thank God Chelsea's on that Ferris wheel because she sees everything perfectly.
Yep.
No binoculars, no monocle, nothing.
Contacts aren't drying out.
With her 20/20, just sees this. Maybe this is how people can see perfectly. I need glasses and they still don't work that well.
Yeah. What must it be like to see?
We just need better sight.
So as he's eyeball staring Lynette and Chelsea's seeing all this from her crow's nest atop the Ferris wheel, Adam is like, I gotta do something, and he wings the hugest ball from one of those like
Woofle.
carnival games.
Woofle balled him.
Woofle balled him. He hits him in the back of the head and
makes him vampire fly. Not bat fly, he vampire flies.
Edward Cullen zooms over to him.
Different vampire realm.
Grabs him and reveals that he's the email guy, and he threatened Adam. He entranced his mom, and they leave, I guess.
All of this is happening during a 90s ear grab whenever you could just grab someone by the top of the ear and they had to listen. It was all stern.
It was very stern.
It was happening.
He was like, this is happening. I'm threatening you.
Now if you grab my ear, don't touch me.
I'm taking your mom.
Listen, I'm taking your mom forever now, okay? You just need to accept that. Goodbye.
I got your mom. Chelsea's determined. He takes off. Luckily, though, he told them earlier where he lived, in the old manor house by the lake.
Oh, Matilda's school? Is that what we're talking about?
That was the movie from the beginning.
That was the movie from the beginning.
Maybe they wouldn't start all their movies with movies. We wouldn't be so confused.
Yes. I've been living in a completely different world. Where are we?
Where is Count
Turns out we were in New Jersey the whole time. The acting in this movie is horrible. Good lordy lord.
A lot of questionable. I mean, they're doing their best.
Yeah. Lynette's still in the trance.
She's still in the trance. There's more buddy cop antics, but they're heading to the manor too because he's like, Malachi asks the 8-year-old, where would you live if you were a vampire? And he's like, oh, the old houses are out by the lake, because the 8-year-old knows where the good real estate is.
If you're 8 and you know where all the good real estate is, why did you need a spoon test to prove he wasn't a vampire? That's all I'm saying.
He's better than that.
He's better than the spoon test. Chelsea's giving a big sister speech about saving the family and shit.
Yeah, they arrive at the manor.
How do they know so much shit?
Yeah, they're like, this is the one, I knew it. They arrive at the manor, and it's just literally a regular house. They're like, this is it.
Oh, when you can hear the echo of 1,000 concert halls.
Yeah, it was echoing like they were in a cavernous hall, but it's just a regular house. Like, it's panning around, and you're like, am I at number 4 Privet Drive? Like, this is the most regular house.
And mind you that Dimitri and Lynette are still trapped at the fair at this point in their broken car.
Yeah. So they got a head start. The kids got a head start, and they beat him to his cavernous regular house mansion. They find his coffin because they're like, Adam knows all the lore. So they go and find his coffin and know that he has to get back in it every night or he'll die, I guess.
I guess he could use that logic, but
for some reason he needs to return to his coffin.
Yeah. Probably because of the sun, but with this movie, I don't know.
Probably because of the sun. They find his coffin. They know they have to hide it so they can barter it for their mom. And they throw it out a window.
They just heave it.
They just yeet it out the window.
Hoist and heave.
Down the stairs.
And after that, we haven't seen Malachi and Taylor in forever, and now they're just suddenly
They're
on
out
their
in
way
the-
to the house.
They're out in the street nearby, I guess.
Yeah, and Taylor's
doing-
really eyeballing that sandwich.
There's a sandwich?
There was a sandwich. You know I love a good sandwich. Don't even get me started about the sandwiches at Amazon.
Oh my God. This is his dad moment. He raves about sandwiches.
To which Taylor says, did your mom make that sandwich? Malachi's like, no, I made it. I don't live with my mom. I live in hotels.
I'm alone.
Yes, he's a nomad. Nomad vampire hunter, and it's
Nomad.
great.
Bouncing from hotel to hotel. Never know what town I'm going to roll into next.
And thank God Chelsea and Adam are bonding like brother and sister would, because, you know, they could basically die soon. We don't know.
They could die soon. There's some stakes. Not the kind they need to kill a vampire, but just like high stakes.
Why, why was Dimitri's house unlocked? I just thought of that. How did they get in? Well, I guess when you're a vampire, if your vampire stuff gets taken, it's whatever.
Yeah.
You can make a new coffin. How is it bad to take a vampire's coffin?
I mean, in Dracula, he had dirt from his homeland in it.
I could sleep anywhere. There wasn't dirt
You can
from his
sleep anywhere,
homeland there.
anytime.
He had a velvet sateen.
He did. It was luxurious.
It was.
So, buddy cop Malachi and Taylor, 8-year-old child. I keep saying that he's 8-year-old. You get it by now. Malachi and Taylor are out doing buddy cop antics in the street, and they do some kind of weird vampire hunting spell after all that sandwichery.
I'll never forget. Lest we never forget.
Lest we never forget.
Oh, one of the best quotes. Adam looks at Chelsea, says, cell phone is to teenager as coffin is to vampire, as they hoist it away again. Down another flight of 50 stairs.
Yeah, to show her the urgency, he's like,
What kind of cell phone we talking about? A Razor? A Sidekick?
no, probably like,
BlackBerry.
no.
Oh, no.
Motorola
Motorola.
black
On my
plain.
singular wireless plan. Don't text me too much. I only have 200.
I'll tell. So the kids are outside coming up with a plan for the coffin to hide it and barter their mom. And at this point, Mom and Dimitri arrive, and he pauses outside because there are wolves howling out by this lake.
Of course.
And says the Dracula quote, "Listen to them, the children of the night. What music they make." And
I'm glad you were there for this movie, because I would have been like, wow, what a quote that was just made up just now. But instead, I know the meaning.
it was really pointless because he was saying it to Lynette, and she was in a
She was in a trance.
She was a zombie.
But thank God
So-
Malachi's there with his box of vampire magic tricks. He's a wizard.
He's a wizard. He's a vampire wizard. Vampire hunting wizard.
And Adam and Chelsea are still carrying the fucking coffin.
Down further stairs,
Probably ages 12 and 16.
Dimitri notices that the coffin is gone and is pissed, but he has super hearing, and he discovers that the kids are near because he's like stops, and that's so Raven Vision listens.
Oh, and then I remember him smelling and saying, I smell Adam.
Adam.
It's like, you smell him?
Dimitri, Edward zooms out of the house and finds Adam floating on the coffin in the water, like bobbing
Because vampires can't
in the lake.
cross water?
Yeah, so he's like, I'm gonna put your coffin here.
Did you know
like-
that?
Yeah.
I didn't. I'd just be like, I'm flying over it. I'm about to be a bat. Hold on. And then I get over to the coffin. Bam. Human again. Vampire again. Whatever.
They can if they're in their coffin, but
I would just make all this happen. I'm a fucking vampire.
I'd get like an oar. He was not very far out into the lake. I would just like slap at him with an oar.
If you want something, let yourself have it.
Slap him with an oar.
If you know where that quote's from, you
I
get
hope-
5 cool points.
You get 5 Mickey ears. It's an odd number. I'm very sorry.
It is an odd number.
So he's bobbing on this coffin in the water, and he's like, I will give you your coffin back. You just got to give me my mom. But luckily for the vampire, not the child, the vampire is like, well, your sister's right here crouched in these reeds, and grabs her and is just like,
I love when he grabs her. Her clothes
for a moment, they just
glitch changed.
to all red. She
From a
was wearing
Pink outfit.
She was wearing a pink cardigan and a white dress, and it, for some reason, while he was grabbing her, was fully red. The whole thing was just solid red.
It was
hilarious.
amazing. It made the movie so much better at
And
that
she
moment in
noticed
time.
it. I don't know if it was something that they couldn't fix, and they had to have her like.
They probably just dubbed over her lips of what she was
And
saying.
literally, she was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then her clothes turned normal, and she was on. Nobody mentioned it.
Oh, the acting. I just keep remembering how bad the acting was in this movie. I feel like Under Wraps had better acting, but a much
true.
poorer story.
But I liked this one more.
I did like this one a lot more.
I already owned this one. This was another one that we had already
Purchased.
purchased, so we'd watched in the past. But
But Malachi is with Taylor in the car, and he gives him an entire log of garlic.
Yeah, he gives
What if the garlic log saves the movie?
He gives him 42 pounds of garlic and is like, stay safe.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling a comeback of the garlic log. I don't know, but I feel it.
Maybe you're right. So the kids are defeated, so they bring the coffin back inside. They're like, gotta...
They carried it upstairs.
Yeah, they carried a coffin again. I mean, these coffins in these movies, the sarcophagus was easily carried by 3 children. They're younger than these kids and a man. And this one's just 2 teens.
And I know people will
Like a
say,
tween.
well, they are empty, but to which I say, yeah, but it's still a fucking coffin.
It's like a tree. Like
Made out of wood, yes.
When they bring the coffin back inside, Dimitri is walking in all smug behind them, but luckily Helsing is there. He says something. He says something to him in a foreign language.
We had to turn on the subtitles.
They were zero help.
We really want to do some Google Translate and let you know what was said.
Yeah, but the subtitles offered no assistance.
Speaking foreign language, in parentheses.
Yes, that's all it said. So he just is like,
He was speaking Disney speak.
and then Helsing says, I assume maybe it's Transylvanian. I don't know.
Maybe.
He has an English accent. I don't know. It's confusing. And then Helsing says, Vladislaus Wallachia Weldon, which I think he's pronouncing a lot of things wrong.
He doesn't elaborate either.
They don't say. I just wrote down in my notes, I assume that's his real name? Question mark, because he just said it. And then,
I put, is this Disney speak again? What is happening?
yeah,
Is that his vampire name? I need some elaboration.
that had subtitles.
We're not going to get the closure we want, though. This is Disney.
Yeah.
They open a book and then they slam it shut in front of you before you're to the first chapter.
Yep, you ask a question and they've already left.
Yep.
So he says this weird name.
That just sends him over the edge.
There's just immediately a vampire kerfuffle. They're throwing each other. The mom is still hypnotized and can't move.
Dimitri throws the fucking front door at Malachi. All because Malachi had a vampire steak.
Oh my god.
During these high stakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal your joke. Taking
high
it.
stakes again.
And now Dimitri's he's thrown the door on Malachi and he's about to bite him once and for all. And so Taylor comes over.
Luckily, he has the steak, and you're like, oh my god, the 8-year-old is
mhm.
gonna get him. He's like behind him, so he could have just stabbed him right through the back.
And
but
here he comes.
he just bops him,
Gentle bop.
gives him a light tap, little tippy tap.
Little 90s bop.
And he's like, he turns around, Dimitri's paws, turns, and is like, quit.
Yeah.
And then goes back to like dramatically about to bite Malachi Van Helsing, and then the kid bops him again.
And thanks to his bopping, his siblings are now turning into statues or vampire zombies.
Yeah, they're getting
They're being
entranced.
their legs are being controlled, but not their minds. They were fully aware of what was happening,
Yeah.
minus their legs. What is happening? Take a shot every time we're confused, drunk,
What is happening? Dimitri threatens the kids.
and then he eyeballs them. That's what you get when you just bop a vampire instead of stabbing them.
So he was-
staking them.
He was controlling what was happening to them. He was threatening
What was
them.
happening to what?
They were crying out, "Mom, help us!" Like,
Oh, they were just being leg controlled. Just leg controls, not mind. They
Where
were
were they
fully
walking?
aware towards Dimitri.
oh, he was like calling him to
They were
them?
walking to be dinner. I get it.
Okay.
He couldn't eat at the Italian restaurant.
I forgot what
He's got to eat somewhere.
the threat was. He's hungry by now, and these kids have been a thorn in his side.
The entire time. Now he's going to be a thorn in their neck.
So they're crying out for their mom to help them. Her sons and daughters
Cries of anguish. You can feel it in her eyes.
She's reawakening.
The acting's still terrible.
Only true love can break the vampire's spell, and the true mom love is enough to do it.
A mother's love always shines through.
And she's able to save them.
Thank God they had a perfectly orchestrated dance routine because Taylor and Malachi open the coffin at the same exact moment. Lynette forcefully pushes him backwards.
Gives him an old shove, and then Helsing is like, got this nail gun, and they nail gun it shut.
He didn't have it a minute ago.
He got it out of his backpack.
Always carry a nail gun somewhere.
Make sure that you have silver-plated nails, though, because that's
Silver
what he
plated.
had.
And then her motherly gaze turns into a Malachi gaze.
Yeah, they have a little bit of a meet cute.
Is this their meet cute?
This whole time, Dimitri is tapping on the coffin and
Knocking.
talking to them. He's like, let me out, guys. This
Yelling.
isn't cool. Let me out of this. Let me out of here.
And where do you send a vampire? You send him to the South Pole. And then in the fall, you're going to ship him back over to Finland.
Yeah, I don't understand why he doesn't just, like,
Kill him.
Like-
Stake him. Not with a bop.
he's got to, like,
With a stab.
do some science on him.
Oh, and now it's It's almost over. It's finally almost over. We've come full circle.
Yeah, he's coming over for pancakes.
Chocolate chip pancakes, if you remember that from the beginning.
And he's coming over for a date, but don't say date because they're all traumatized and like, don't say date. And the final line is the vampire knocking on his coffin lid and saying Happy Halloween. So I guess it was Halloween.
Oh, was it ever Halloween?
And that's the end. Roll credits. Happily ever after. I guess the mom falls in love with Malachi. They just met.
Would you rewatch?
Yeah.
I think I would too, but not yearly, bi-yearly. I'm going to watch it again in 2021.
Yeah, I don't know if
I'm going to take a gap year.
Yeah, that's smart. Maybe a couple.
But I would watch it again. I definitely would.
I think they definitely learned from some past mistakes in Under Wraps.
Yes,
and
definitely.
Changed things. Some of the actors were good. Lizzie's dad just is a goofy dad.
Yeah,
But
he
was a
shouldn't have been
vampire
serious.
hunter. Weird casting. But I mean, I loved Aunt Hilda as the mom, I guess.
Yeah, but is it worth $5.99?
Yeah, I would say yes.
I would say that too. Definitely get it.
Especially when it's $3.99 to rent, you might as well
Just buy it.
just buy it. And
Put it
then
in your digital collection.
I wouldn't
Have it
recommend.
forever.
I wouldn't recommend buying Under Wraps.
No,
This one though.
don't do that. Sticking with that recommendation. And now that that's over, thanks for watching. This will only hurt a little.
Listening to it.
Thanks. And come back next week for Don't Look Under the Bed.
The scariest
It's
Disney
definitely-
Channel original movie.
Definitely
Well,
the scariest one.
it was when I was a kid. Things could have changed.
It could have changed.
The trailers even were scary. I remember being terrified by the commercials, but things might be different now.
I'm excited.
Me too. But it's not really Halloween, but
Scary makes it Halloween.
that's true. That's true.
But see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.